No, I'm on the right page, so I gotta make everything big. Got another game here. We had some very strong players. We were waiting for a while. We got a game against Genki, very high rated guy. He's been in the top 10. Bad Luck Brian again, quite a good player. And then we all settled for this, and it looks like I presumably am in the lucky seat. I'm going to get past things in the draft and in the game, presumably. So this could be the moment we've been waiting for in terms of getting lucky. This hand, I could go for the like scholar whatever stuff, but childless is just the best card. Childless means I'm building an early room. I am 4th seat, so childless can be a little harder, so that's kind of the big issue, but I'm still gonna try for it. But yeah, that's the only downside here. Taking seasonal worker and hoping to get like an assistant tiller combo or going for the stonehouse stuff works, but against weak players, I think the thing I've been learning recently is that you really need to be able to just guarantee that you can just grow early. So just building the room and hoping to get lucky breaks is very good when you already have more actions to take advantage of it. Here I take House Steward. House Steward helps ensure that I can actually hit Childless. House Steward helps you hit Childless by giving you a 4 wood action off of an Ox, so it's actually really handy to see here. Because in 4th seat, one of the biggest issues is if I'm forced to Ox round 1, I might not have an option, but now I do, so... Sorry, I'm dropping stream announcements because I got distracted. Okay. Woodcutter's actually getting passed around for once, past a bad player. That's unusual. Small scale farmer makes no sense with their hand. I like stonecutter in general. I'm not sure what I would. I don't know if I would play it this game, but I also don't know when I'm playing woodcutter. So we'll take stonecutter. Scythe worker can also be okay, but I really like conjure in general, but I don't know when I'm gonna have time to play it. But consultant and organic farmer are just kind of on other levels. I might if I get a lot of actions this game, I might want to play conjure. And I might just not play conjure, but that's totally fine. I got Roof Baluster back. Roof Baluster seems pretty clear with this hand, although Scholar actually came back too, is surprised. You've played Genki, seems to hate blocking, so that's good. UT also loves big house strats. I don't know who UT. I don't know what you're trying to say there. Anyhow, Roof Baluster is pretty good here. I don't see how I'm gonna get Scholar in, so, but not UT. I don't know where we're at. Storehouse Keeper came all the way back. I also don't know if I'm playing Storehouse Keeper, but yeah. I mean, I could block the Lutenist, but Lutenist is a trash card, so I don't even care if somebody plays Lutenist, even if I do Conjure stuff. Depending on how much this player takes Reedstone, wow, and I get Scythe Worker back last. Well, this hand has lots of like grain support now, so feeding off of baking looks pretty good. Getting something like a threshing board, or like trying to get the clay oven and a threshing board, or a bread paddle type stuff looks very good this game to me. I might wind up playing Storehouse Keeper, or Conjurer, or Scythe Worker just for some extra grain and food. And that should be pretty useful throughout the game for me. I should shift things too. Yeah, this hand's good thus far. Okay, we got a couple good cards here too. I'm a big fan of Milk Jug. I like Rammed Clay. Lumber Mill with Stone Cutter is pretty nice, but again, I don't don't know if the timing on that's going to work out. People also pass this, and there is the bread paddle that I talked about wanting to see, but I think this is probably just take rammed clay. Rammed clay gives me great flexibility on the fencing stuff. It also just gives me a miner that's guaranteed playable, which I might want. You did not join in time. That's slightly sad, because I would have actually preferred a game of like all 300 players. That'd be pretty fun. But I at least got the lucky seat. I sat here and paused if I should accept that we were going to play with an average player. Like, I sat there for a minute, like, am I really willing to take this gamble? And I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I've been waiting for a game a little bit, and I just want to play. But I'm very happy that the seed order is this way, because otherwise I'd be complaining. So I probably shouldn't have taken the gamble, but I did. So hope for Crook to come back, or we just hope for animal grabs? We just hope for animal grabs. Moldboard Plow is really good when we have no plow help. Butter Churn is also very good. Loam Pit is a little scary because I passed Seasonal Worker. So I slightly hesitate to throw the Loam Pit around because it can enable huge combos. But I did not see a Tiller. I did not see a Cottager. So if it's just a Seasonal Worker, I don't care. But why do I have so many grain sources in my hand? I kept just drafting the best cards, Sid. I don't know. What else was I supposed to do? I got this hand from green. Yeah, I mean, green's been passing cards. I'm playing Draft 7 Revised, Sid. There's lots of grain sources, and I just took the best cards, so nobody else has grain sources. I do pass Loam Pit to Genki. That's the scary thing, and he probably has Seasonal Worker. But Moldboard Plow is just very good in this set. Yeah, I haven't seen any plow sources, so I think I have to just take Moldboard. I also want the fields, so Strawberry Patch can be pretty easy to hit off Childless, and I like the point ceiling. Major is also okay here, but I don't know how many rooms I'm building yet because I don't know how bad this player is. Why would I not take Clay Pit myself? I maybe should, but I think I have rammed Clay, it's nuts. It is nuts, Sid, but I also don't want to take, like, I get into a day labor fight. Like, I don't know how many actions do you think I'm going to have to do everything? Loam Pit rammed Clay was very reasonable, but I think taking the plow is fine, but it could be wrong. You got second seed against 300 players, blah, blah, blah. So lucky. Nice. Here I take Clearing Spade, probably. Clearing Spade can be pretty fun. I have like a pretty good crop game going now. Try to just get the first room, play Childless, get some crops going. But we'll see. We'll see. Bread paddle came back around. It's a pretty easy bread paddle. I don't need large greenhouse for crops. I will never play, like, I just never play junk room. Bread paddle can be some good bake actions. Here, both these cards are bad. I'm not playing either of these cards. Is 49 a good score generally? Yeah. You think I may be overvaluing Moldboard. You think I can still mostly just plow aggressively enough. You're probably correct, Sid, and I don't know how much other plow pressure's in the game, so to be fair, you're probably right. I probably should just take Loam Pit. I've regretted passing Loam Pit in this set way too often, and I very well could regret passing it again this game, because it could be giving Genki too strong of a game, but... I guess I take, I'm just not, I don't need to play Market Stall with Childless, probably, but I'm just not playing Scullery. We get Clay Embankment. So Clay Embankment last pick with Rammed Clay is pretty funny. That can actually be pretty good. Maybe Genki also passed Loam Pit. Yeah, we'll see. Genki took the Woodcutter because people love Woodcutter. You think Loam Loam Pit and Rammed Clay is the absolute nuts. It is very strong, but I've been playing a lot of games recently, Sid, and also I kind of know I'm sitting after the weaker player. I'm just not afraid about getting wood in this set. People play woodcutter all the freaking time, and I knew there was a woodcutter in the draft too, and it just means that the game's never wood tight, right? Like, people are adding so much wood, and it's just like so hard to not get enough wood usually. Now, watch me get fence blocked again this game or some nonsense, but is it worth to draft plow driver, assistant tiller, and both plows just to put plow pressure on the table? Probably not, but big country, small scale, woodcutter, pond hut, all the good cards. Ew. I don't know. Yeah, whatever. Hey, we get last action reedstone food, which is okay here. I'll take one reed on the wheel and get childless working, but I want to build 5 rooms anyhow. I also have house steward and roof baluster. That's true. And then I can just straight up build 3 wood rooms with that combo. That's a good point. You think I learned from your childless? Wow, there is a cottager in the draft. I just didn't see it. Okay, sure. Whatever. I mean, I getting reedstone food here is kind of lucky, but my hand was set for any action, so we know green definitely doesn't have the other day labor cards. Yeah. These are some weak sauce ox for round 1. Yeah. Oh, I mean, the cottager is terrible, but again, this player is terrible, Sid. So we're in a lucky position where I probably will win this game just because green's going to give me too many gifts, but we'll see. But good player, like really good players on BGA still play woodcutter and think it's great, and it is kind of baffling. It just makes every game so wood like rich, and it's occasionally it works out. Like, I did lose to Brian the other day because Brian got stupid amounts of growth, but yeah, I agree. Woodcutter is pretty bad, Pro Hell. It's pretty bad. Like, people don't realize how bad it is because they don't play at strong enough tables. It's very situational is the problem. Yep, it's so situational, and yeah, people just do not realize that. Oh my god, the one read action got taken. Well, team, that was actually shitty as hell. That kind of kills us. Well, fudge. This is why 4th seat childless sucks. Because you have such a narrow path to making it work. Well, damn. I technically could take 1 wood and hope to get house steward plus 1 reed, but that's such a weak line. I like just can't get round 3 childless anymore though. It's just not possible. It's already over. So how do we transition? How am I going to get round 3 childless from this position, Sid? What do you want me to do here? Take 1 wood? Like, I take 1 wood just so I can try to house steward and take 1 reed? I just do 2 wood, 1 reed, house steward? Or 1... Right here, this action, Sid. This is the problem. I have to take 1 wood here. Would you actually take 1 wood here? You mean 1 wood. So you are agreeing I'm supposed to take 1 wood and then do house steward and a reed? Like, that's what I'm thinking I might do, but it just sounds awful. But I guess every action here is awful. You would plow. You guys would plow. But I have moldboard in hand here. You just think I skip plowing forever? Like, that's what I mean. Like, everything kind of sucks, but go for round 4 childless. Round 4 childless is almost always worth it, yeah. I think that's what I'm doing. I think I'm going for round 4 childless. I agree. I think I just take the value. My instinct was to just take the value and not rush for it, but I don't love this. But this is why 4th seat childless just kind of sucks. You gotta hope to get the right breaks and not getting the breaks there in round 1, but that's okay. Our game's not bad yet. I would be happy to take reedstone food or 3 wood. I'm happy to Ock house steward here. I want a 2 wood action on the wheel, so we'll see. The main dangers I don't get building for, correct. That is the main issue of round 4 childless. There's no guarantee I get build. Start player clay embankment was the move. Yeah. I mean, I could have start player rammed clay. Start player and rammed clay wasn't horrible. I could have start player rammed clay into reedstone food. Although even that's not great here, actually, because there's only a single reed. Wow, there is an assisted tiller. Okay, so this is a little scary because Brian might have got past the seasonal worker. Genki might not have kept that seasonal worker. Now, the real question is, was Genki irresponsible about loam pit also? Because if so, then we're in trouble. An assistant tiller loam pit seasonal worker is scary, but I'll still get handed good actions. I should still have good actions, yeah. You enjoyed hearing an earlier stream the plow was in the wrong place. Yeah. I get reedstone food here is definitely the best action. Just keep taking it. I mean, playing house steward was fine, but teal would probably ock out seasonal worker in round 1. That's true. If teal actually had the combo, he probably would have rushed it instead of taking 3 wood in round 1. Why would you delay the seasonal worker? That's a good point, yeah. 2 4-seat reedstone foods can't be that bad? Probably not. You think the idea should be to build in 3 and then play in childless in 4? I agree with that, Sid. I think that is the best line. The real scary thing here is, do I even get a 2 wood action though, right? Like I need a 2 wood action here to pull off this childless stuff, and it's not guaranteed I'm gonna get it. Okay, now it looks like Brian's gonna decide to give it to me. This is a classic harpooner woodcutter combo. I mean, this is a decent reason to play woodcutter because you're gonna throw wood away into food. But you're still just injecting so many resources into the game that I don't know. He can't have both seasonal and loam pit. That's just nonsense. It's not that nonsense. I was irresponsible. Look, I was irresponsible and passed loam pit to a guy that might have seasonal worker. It's entirely reasonable that Genki was also irresponsible and passed loam pit to a seasonal worker and just hoped they didn't have an assisted tiller. Like that was the bet I made. So like anyhow, I definitely need to take enough wood here in order to build, because otherwise I might not get build. So I agree with Sid that I have to take wood in to build, but I'm just going to take 3 wood off the board. I'm not going to play House Steward. I can save House Steward for later in this game. I'm not that interested about having 1 extra wood here and paying a food for it, compared to just taking the wood and building the room. Why would he have seasonal worker and loam pit and not play seasonal? Look, so this is the thing. I agree that it seems very unlikely at this point that he has that. Like it seems very likely he doesn't have those cards, okay? I agree. But I'm saying that it also like it was not crazy for that to have possibly happened in the draft. But yeah, at this point I don't think Brian has those things. I'm just going to take the wood off the board. I'm getting magic 4th actions. I mean, yeah, a lot of these players are not taking stuff I want to contest. I mean, the fact that reedstone food is so uncontested this game is pretty wild, but magic's a little bit of a stretch, but yeah. Green needs reedstone food if he wants to build a round 4 stone house. Yeah, I mean, green has no clue what they're doing, right? They play conservator and they need stone and like, I mean, whatever. They're not contesting anything important, which is part of why this board has so many good actions and why I keep getting them, but yeah. That's the benefit of sitting after weak players. Yeah, Cottager Conservator is exceptionally weak. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is why I didn't really want to accept playing this game, because it was going to be such a crapshoot about who won. Winning was basically going to be who gets to sit after the weak player, and it turns out it's me. The only thing I can say is this weak player isn't just spamming start player. I was really kind of hoping they were weak because they were one of those crazy players that just start playered all the time. Cottager is fine in stage 1. Cottager is pretty awful. Yeah, that's the real thing. Like, Cottager isn't awful, but you play Cottager when you have no other good actions. You don't play Cottager over taking good actions. Conservator stage 1 is just dumb? Correct. If you have Cottager, Assisted Tiller, Loam Pit, and maybe some clay... Okay, sure. If you If you have some of that, maybe you do that, but he does not have that. He's playing a dumb cottager. Yeah, exactly. You play the other stuff first. Anyhow, I really want to Ock, obviously, so I think my first priority here is just play Childless. Wow, and I might, yeah. He does have Seasonal Worker, everybody, so Brian's just misplaying it, but I told you it wasn't possible. It was possible for scary shit. Green is start playing for me. That's nice of him. With a Hard Porcelain, so that's how he's going to reno, with Hard Porcelain. Fun. I have to get this Childless out. It's too valuable, especially if growth comes late. Although this could just turn into a grain food action is the downside here, because if growth flips, I'm just going to grow. But on the wheel, I'm hoping for... Well, there's like a day laborer fight here, too. Brian is going to day labor. Green wants to day labor in reno. What a wild game. This seems like a big misplay. Build your own field watchman is broken and revised. Yeah, correct. Brian is way misplaying this hand. Why are you building even why are you even building a fireplace, by the way, right? And why are you not rushing these ox out? Yeah. Regardless, he has a very strong thing, and if he has the loam pit, I really dislike the fireplace. Why take 2 clay and like, yeah, he's just being slow about what he should be setting up. But I'm gonna have the option to leave 6 wood. That might just come to me. We'll see. I mean, Green presumably wanted to reno there. Green is setting up some sort of scholar or manservant type thing. Finally does take Reedstone food. So the question is, do I want to bet that Green will not take 6 wood? Am I that crazy? I might be crazy enough to just try to leave myself 6 wood here. I guess I could try to leave myself 6 clay instead, but I'm gonna go this way. Yeah, field watchman is stupidly good. But I mean, this is a better field watchman. Wow, growth does flip though. Okay, so actually, crap. I should take the veg here. I have so many other sources of grain that I'm willing to play, and I don't have a veg source. If I get left 6 wood, I probably take 6 wood and let Genki grow, even though that's pretty dangerous here. Although it's not that dangerous, right? Well, no, I don't have guaranteed growth next round. Well, shit. So this was the danger of being fancy about leaving me 6 wood. The problem is Brian could build a room and start player to grow. I mean, I guess I have childless, right? Like maybe I do just run childless here. Huh. No, red can grow. Yeah, this is dangerous. Would I go 6 wood into start player? No, I'm not gonna take 6 wood. I will not take 6 wood in start player. I'm not sure I need to rush growth here. Green is in such a terrible position. I have childless here too. I think it's fine to just not grow for a little. 6 wood is too crazy, I think, here for me. But I don't know. Of course red is growing. Red is not going to start player. Why would red start player? What are you guys talking? Oh, red is going to start player just to hand growth to whoever's after me? I mean, even if red start players to annoy me, I don't even know if I care about not growing next round. Like, I mean, I do. I'd rather grow next round. But, that's like the beauty of childless here. If they all, like, mess and fight for growth, I just, like, keep getting benefit anyhow. Like, we'll see. I mean, the thing is, I also am in position here to, like, just take 2 reed and build the next room, right? Like, after taking 6 wood here, with green completely abandoning the growth queue and growth flipping early, this is a game where you just want to build rooms anyhow. So, like, I don't think I'm too sad here about scooping up some room parts. Red took growth and played loom. What are you guys talking about with red start playering? Anyhow. Brian is going to start player into build, which I'm fine with. We do get manservant, which is what I figured he was doing this for. So there's also a ton of food in the game now. So I can take 2 reed and be able to thread and build, or I could slowly take more reedstone foods. It's probably better just to take the 2 reed and build again. You love Green's game? Yeah. Green's game is bad, but... I really kind of want to take more reedstone food, but taking just 2 reed here is probably correct. I'm just going to take 2 reed here. How did he get enough stone for Reno to stone? He played hard porcelain. Catch up, guys. The chat is very distracting today. You guys are like totally all over the place and have no clue what's actually going on, it seems. That's a good summation of you playing Grick. Fair enough. Genki taking Reedstone food here suggests that his plan is to also, after growing here, he's going to take wood and try to build another room. I think I'm just building next round. How does Childless work? As long as I have at least 3 rooms, but I can have more. Perfect. That's actually smart, hard porcelain. Yeah, I mean, hard porcelain was fine for his game plan, yeah. My feeding is a little rough. It probably does involve building the clay oven, and then assuming that I'll eventually play Conjurer Storehouse Keeper to spam out some grain. So I think that is the plan here. I'm going to take grain food, and I might clay oven. I think with bread paddle, I can make clay oven work this game after growing aggressively. So that rammed clay, sad. The rammed clay is a bit sad, yeah. Does not like to see hard porcelain, but that's okay. All right. Did Brian not grow? Oh no, he did. Sorry, and then took the 4 wood. That's fine. So I think my round is probably build room and clay oven. Build room and clay oven. I think I'm gonna build room and clay oven this round. Yeah, I think that's the play. Unfortunately, Genki can start player into 6 wood here if he wants to, so that's a bit sad, but. Well, I guess I don't have to build this round. Wait a sec, why am I building this round, right? I could take 3 wood here, and then Genki already took another action. Genki cannot build in front of me. And so that next round I can build and grow. Building next round is just better. I almost screwed that up here. I think just taking 3 wood is the play then. Next round I can grow. I can build a room and grow, so that I'll get grow in round 8 or 7 and 8, which is an excellent way to abuse things here. Just double checking that Genki doesn't have any weird things here. Brian won't be able to build. Yeah, okay, this is better. This is better. You don't typically want to play more than 1 Greynock. I mean, I'm gonna need something to give me more grain because I baked my I need a little more grain source, right? So Am I playing Storehouse Keeper? Am I playing Conjurer? Am I playing Scythe Worker? It might just be Scythe Worker, right? I'm not opposed to playing Conjurer and Storehouse Keeper in the same game, correct? I'm not opposed to that at all. Genki is still going to start player, so that's a little disappointed. But actually, it's not. Genki start player here is totally fine. Wow, he's playing Bottles. That's why he took the clay. I mean, I don't think Bottles is very good, honestly. Like, you use up 3 clay that you want for Reno or Majors in order to play Bottles early. Like, whatever, that's fine. He does have tons of food, at least. Bottles, the food cost on Bottles doesn't really matter to Harpooner. I think I do just take a grain back from Childless here. I kind of want to take the veg just for Strawberry Patch, but I have enough time this game to eventually take another veg action or so. I think it's more important to get ready to plant some crops soon. You would disagree for this card set? That sounds horrific. Yeah, I think you should play more revised. This card set, because of like bread paddle and threshing board, it's very reasonable to just feed off of grain like the entire game. You could get so many bake actions so easily, and so having multiple grain sources is like can be totally fine in this card set. There's also just not a lot of other cards worth playing, so. Anyhow, we have the next 2 grows locked up, which is nice. Bread Paddle is a good card here for me, I think, to provide me extra bake actions. I'm not sure I want to play Moldboard Plow this game or not, right? Is there enough wood to justify Moldboard Plow? And with extra plow injection, maybe Sid is correct. Maybe I did draft this too highly. The upshot to Moldboard Plow is it speeds up my plow action, though. And maybe that's worth it here, because I really would like to sow a bunch of crops pretty soon. But we'll see. You think playing multiple grain sources is more reasonable with expansions since you get the crazy grain payoffs. That's fair. When you said horrific, you meant specifically Storehouse Keeper and Conjurer? That seems terrible. You think I can play Conjurer here since it's early growth? Yeah, I think playing Conjurer... I think playing Conjurer is going to be okay still. It's a little bit of extra wood and it's extra grain. But would not Moldboard Plow go with the same result like Woodcutter since it adds more plows to the game? Yeah, it does, but adding more plows to the game can be okay. Regardless, I'm just gonna play Bread Paddle because I think I'm confident I'm going to. I think I'm for sure want to play Bread Paddle this game. I think the extra bake actions off Bread Paddle are gonna be good for me. That's what's so like baffling to me too, Sid, right? Like exactly. Like it's real obvious to see that. So when people play Woodcutter over just taking 3 wood first action, it's very confusing to me. Like take 3 wood and then play Woodcutter as an Ock later, right? Like I don't mind people and he played Hedgekeeper. Like what is this? This is nonsense, right? Like why are you playing Hedgekeeper and Woodcutter? Like this isn't even that good. How is he rated 521? This is so much wood in the game. I think again, Woodcutter. Yeah, to be fair, Woodcutter is fine. It's just like you don't need to rush it, and you don't need to draft it highly. People love to play Woodcutter round 1. Yeah, correct. Again, it's a classic problem that takes a long time to learn in Agricola, right? But people do not understand that trying to like maximize the efficiency of every individual card doesn't maximize the efficiency of your game, right? People try to get the maximum wood out of like thick forest, but it costs them a terrible amount to do it a lot of times. Like it's a thing people are just not good about understanding, but that's all right. Anyhow, Genki probably builds a room here, but I'm definitely growing. Wait till Freshman gets added to the game. Oh yeah. Anyhow, I will grow here, and then if God, will anybody, somebody's taking that traveling, right? I would love to grow and then get super greedy and play Conjure and hit Traveling. But I don't think that should be allowed. I don't think I'm going to be allowed to do that, but oh, it'd be tempting. That's why you want to start in Agricola, watch a few videos. You can just smile and win. I don't know. What's Derange saying whoa about? How greedy I want to be? Or are we finally catching up to the fact that somebody played Hedgekeeper and Woodcutter because they want just the most stupid amount of wood in the game ever? Oh, you read Freshman. That makes sense. Yeah. Freshman is pretty sweet. Genki takes wood first action though, which makes a lot of sense here. 3 stone from Bad Luck Brian, also very reasonable. What do I start with then? Maybe just 4 clay? I could take 4 clay here and be pretty happy. Although, actually, I think I was gonna say this crazy stone house guy was gonna take stone and build a stone room finally, but now he's still building a stone room because he has enough clay. Wait, Genki didn't build then. He forgot about Hard Porcelain Dude. I just paid attention. Hard Porcelain Dude is totally building a stone room here and getting in front of Genki in the growth queue. You gotta love to see that. That's so good for me that the Harpooner guy can't grow more aggressively. This is going so good. I definitely grow, obviously. How can Genki be an expert? I mean, look, I've said this before about some of the 500 level players. They play a lot of games. The other thing is they tend to play games with extra action spaces. If you're used to playing extra action spaces, these cards are much better because your growth queue is so uncontested, and it's much more important to have like way more resource injections. And okay, sorry. What am I playing though? I don't think I am playing Moldboard Plow, or am I? I'm saying there's a lot of wood in the game. It just doesn't look like it at the moment, and maybe there still isn't that much because people are gonna build so many rooms. Yeah, I'm gonna. Oh, there's also a clearing spade I have. Forgot about that. Uh, let's play a clearing spade. Yeah, I'm willing to spend one on that. Green has actually made a very solid game plan, and the game has screwed them a bit. Yeah, I'm actually warming up to Green's game plan, right? Green had to build a room there instead of day labor it, too, which is a bit sad. Oh, Green did build stables, which is bad. Those stables don't look good. But otherwise, Green's game plan is pretty fun, I agree. Hard Porcelain really ties his game. Yeah, Hard Porcelain actually makes his game, like, playable. Okay. Fun question, everybody. Should I start player rammed clay just so I can play Conjure and try to get this food pile on the wheel? That's probably wrong. Do I play okay, so these guys both have actions after me. Brian does not want to travel over just day labor, in my opinion, but he might because people. I probably just play Conjure anyhow, or do I just play Scythe Worker and Plow? Maybe just plowing and playing Scythe Worker is better. After playing Clearing Spade here, I mean, I kind of want to muck around with that, but maybe that's just wrong. My game's probably best here if I just plow and play Scythe Worker. Although I can't bake if I play Scythe Worker. Oh, yeah, this is a little tough. I really want to sow some grain into some fields next round. I would SP rammed clay and not take 6 clay first action. Well, that's true too, but there's no longer 6 clay now. Start playing here just to hope nobody takes that. This is probably wrong. Yeah, see, I think it's better just to plow here and try to get some crops in the ground next round. And I think playing Scythe Worker here is totally good. Genki's just going to fence again because, again, let's just add more wood into the game. Genki's food is a little in trouble. Like, he has to fish. I mean, who's fishing, but... Green is playing better than a 100 rated player. Yeah, I mean, Green hasn't done anything too wrong yet. I agree. Okay, I am going to play Scythe Worker here. He went hard for a late growth strategy. Yeah. I'm not baking here though, right? Or I may as well bake here and then I can just sow anyhow. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I may as well bake here. That's fine. That way, in case I don't get sow, I'm still okay. It's unlucky for me that he's not spamming start player. He's also growing in front of us. I'm already at 4 deranged. Yeah, like I'm in a very good position this game. I'm already at 4. I mean, my bigger issue is the wood. I'm claiming there's a lot of wood in the game though. But admittedly, I have to actually get it, and currently I'm not. But I don't really care about taking wood this round. I think my goal this round is to plow and sow bake. That's going to be like sow crops. That's going to be very good. And then honestly, I mean, I'd like to take 3 wood. Maybe I start player at the end of this round just because I'm not going to have much else to do and I'm sick of being last. But like, it's not a huge priority. Love when people just start player because they were last for a full round. I do love that too. You had someone start player on you just because they were second for half. Yeah, correct. Some people think that start player is crazy valuable, and everybody overvalues it way too much, especially undervised here. But that's okay. Genki's just building, getting that out of the way, which makes sense. I mean, Genki's game is still like totally fine here, as much as I'm trying to like knock it. I mean, Genki probably gets the boars. He has, you know, he's just injected so much wood into the game is what I don't understand. But me playing Roof Baluster soon and getting a ton of stone also seems pretty good. I'm probably like building the stone oven soon is going to be good. Scythe Worker plus Clearing Spade is going to mean that I can rapidly get a lot of grain, which is going to be great. It's good to take the first action, but you just see they open like day labor, some crazy stuff. Oh, correct. It's not even that good to take the first action though. That's the crazy thing, right? The main thing, like, I mean, Sid just did a great BGG post on this in a thread because we were discussing this. But like, again, the main impact of taking start player is that you tend to give quite a bit of value to the player after you, because they get to keep taking good actions without having to have start player. Start player is largely thrown away in action usually. I mean, your miner is sometimes good, but anyhow, the point is the difference on the actions on the board is not that big. Like, the difference between 3 wood and plow and 2 boars, like, it's all about the same. The only real difference is grow. Start player and for grow makes a ton of sense because all the other actions can largely suck. But the difference between like growing and not growing is huge. But outside of that, like, whatever. Genki's getting his food out of the way. I will take this 6 food on the wheel if it's still there. 6 food is kind of just a crazy action. It's, I mean, well, or wait, do I wait to see if I can conjure this round? Of course, you know that you like to start play where the only thing you need is to win and put person. Correct. I'm well aware of that. Like, that's a strong thing you can do, assuming you have decent miners and you have enough actions. One of my big issues recently is I haven't just been playing aggressive growth games, so I haven't had as much control. Like, one of the advantages to playing these games where you have lots of actions is you just get so much more control of the game, but I've been playing lots of, like, priest and renovate strategies recently, which has definitely caused some issues, but you usually see someone SPing for 3 rounds for the first growth. They literally giving the game to the player after them. Correct. Yes, that's really annoying, ProHal, right? People that overvalue the first growth is also a problem. It's problematic with a person after you. Yeah, so Sid is correct on that front, though. Just because some players will park, they can kill you like that. But anyhow, I guess my next action is to sow, because if none of these players take traveling, I probably will just Ock the Conjurer here. I'm happy to conjure a little this game. Wow, yeah, was that a 3 clay action? That's clay is getting pressured this game. I'm gonna take 4. Oh, I could start player to the 4 clay. The clay for Reto is gonna be very tight this game because this guy is taking so much clay and turning it into stone. He's actually building another stone room, is what he's doing, right? 7 clay is enough for a stone room. You can turn 4 clay into 3, 3 clay into 2. Yeah, so he has another stone room, which is actually, this is a surprisingly fun game plan. I've never like tried to do hard porcelain build stone rooms. Anyhow, I am just gonna sow these crops with Scythe Worker, and with Scythe Worker, I'm actually gonna get all the grain right back out of the ground. Because I can move this grain over, and so that I can harvest all my grain. If you could start player for 100% growth with childless, probably. Yeah. Yeah, you guys are talking. Hey, we can pull off the conjure nonsense. Nobody has actions, so let's drop a conjure into the game. Whatever. I need a little wood, and I want more grain. Sure. I can't bake bread, but okay, next round here. My priorities are take one of these wood stacks because the wood stacks are good and the wood is tight for me. I also would love 4 clay. I'm very happy to plow and sow bake again. My food is like totally solved now for the game, so that part's good. I can still play House Steward at some point, although I'm not totally sure I want to because I'm not sure I'm building a 5th room. Genki almost certainly is going to build a 5th room at some point, just because he does have so much wood options. But we'll see. Start player becomes a lot stronger if you say start player. Yes. We do need wood. You are correct, Tepemba. We do need wood. That's about our biggest issue. We also need clay. The clay pressure for Reno is pretty rough. This guy's used so much clay for stone that's getting to be pressured too. Rammed clay is not a nice out here. The clay pressure is insane. Yeah, like rammed clay is not going to save me. This guy's been throwing away all the clay, and I'm guessing whoever has the loam pit. But you remember when Sid said I was supposed to draft loam pit? We should go back to the loam pit thing. I might lose this game because I didn't keep loam pit. Although day labor fight is pretty awful here too. The cottager plus the seasonal tiller means day labor is pretty rough, but Genki obviously took loam pit. Yeah, agreed. Another room build from Green here instead of on day labor. Green's only big issue this game is he's not taking wood, and that could kill him. But I clearly take 3 wood here. I mean, I'd still love to plow too, but if I have loam pit, you just first action it and are fine. Yeah, I agree, Sid. I can first action loam pit this game, so yeah, I agree. I should have kept loam pit. I keep saying I should keep loam pit in more games, and then I keep passing it occasionally, and then a lot of games I just have busted games with loam pit. So I do regret that because yeah, currently clay for Reno is super tight, and my fences are tight, and not being able to get those things out is costing me a bit here. But we'll be okay. You think the plow would have been correct if I never had clay? That's fair too. I wouldn't have much use for all of the clay, and so then taking the plow is probably good. 3 wood on day labor could be game breaking, yeah. Okay, is Green gonna finally take wood is the question, or is Green gonna like start player to build or some nonsense? Okay, the stone oven is gone. That's okay. With the stone oven gone here, I actually can roof baluster into the well though. Not that I totally want to spend wood on the... Do I want to spend wood on the well? Yeah, I do. Who am I kidding? I'll roof baluster here and build the well. Absolutely. Yeah, 3 wood gets taken, so like, I mean, there's not a lot of good actions left. Well, there's plow. I'm gonna plow first, sorry. Just spamming plow is probably still correct. Both red and green need to take plows, and I still want more fields. Rammed clay made the clay source better. Yes, yes. Rammed clay means that the daylight, like rammed clay. If I should have kept the loam pit. Like the loam pit it looks great right at the moment. If I could start player loam pit and start having an alternative source, that's great. Hey, green's finally start playing for us. That's nice at least. He start players nothing even, just to guarantee his grow. Perfect. We support that. Support that all day. Play Storehouse Keeper for the clay. Brilliant, Lumen. Brilliant. Genki's trying to get the well here. So my next actions are going to be to ock out the roof baluster and build the well. Is how I'm going to finish this round. It's basically a joiner. It is basically a joiner. You guys are not wrong. You guys are speaking some sense. Nah, we'll get by without it, obviously. I'll survive, but... Oh, wait, Brian... Oh, Brian is building Stone of it now. Wait, I missed that he undid that. When did he undo that? What did he take instead? Huh. This is why undos do mess me up. I saw him build the stone oven, and now he undid it and took 3 wood? Ah, yeah, that's what happened. Okay. You said green took wood, but it was Brian. Yeah, that's what confused me. Brian did this move, and so then the next move I saw was wood, but yeah, Brian undid the reno and took wood instead, and then he did the reno now, so that's fine. But it did throw me off. It takes the reed stack, that's fine. I don't care about that reed stack. I do like roof baluster into well here. I think that's pretty clever. I think it messes up Genki slightly, so I also just like that. I will bake a bread here. It's fine. Makes my feeding easy. And we drop a well. I agree. Hopefully green is just start player in to have better tempo on actions because it's starting to matter. Everybody is part of the problem with green's game plan here, and the fact there's a harpooner is the food situation in this game is actually insane. Nobody's food pressured, and because nobody's food pressure, it means the rest of the board is pretty gross because everybody keeps getting to take very strong actions. But no, green is showing why they're 100 player. They're just making mistakes, but that's okay. Take the 3 wood here. If green had plow drivers, game would be good. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, green just messed up this sequence pretty bad. So green's game has been okay, but they almost certainly were supposed to open like 3 wood or something. Brian might want to sow. I definitely would like to sow my crops again. I'd like to plow again though. So like if plow comes, I'm probably just plowing again and then trying to sow. But we'll see. My lack of fence tempo is definitely hurting here in terms of taking animal piles for points. The animals are quite good. If I'm Brian, I think I'm just fencing. Well, maybe I take 2 wood and then fence 14 if I'm Brian, but... Green is giving us some ideas. Yeah, green is giving us ideas. I've never thought about like using hard porcelain as an early stone source in order to get away with an early stone reno into stone rooms. It actually could be reasonably good, especially if you spike the loam pit, right? If you have a loam pit, this is like it's a little bit of an expensive quarry, and it's not quite quarry, but yeah, that's what Sid's saying, right? Like, this is actually pretty damn strong if you hit a loam pit. But if you do hit a loam pit, this is like a very viable combo, actually. The stone all got taken. That's fine. I'm just going to keep plowing, right? Nobody's plowing this game. This makes my moldboard plow sad that nobody's plowing. I don't know why nobody's plowing, but I guess they can all figure out later. Quarry is in this set. It is not. So that's what I'm saying. Nobody actually knows what I mean when I said quarry, except for the old school players. But nobody plowing gives me 2 wood. Yeah, that's fair. There are 6 plows left in the game and the day labor doesn't want it. I mean, there's not even necessarily 6 plows left in the game. There's 4 or 5, and you need 5 plows in order to max out your points, right? Like, these guys are not maxing out their field points, and it makes it harder for them to max out their crop points if they can't sow. Like, I mean, whatever, it's fine, but yeah, it's like... Brian's game is potentially the most complete here, though, if he just fences. Yeah, and he is going to fence, because, like, he actually gets animal pairs, and he has fields. I am definitely fencing late. My other big issue is, obviously, I'm renoing late. Although I should still be able to reno on time this game, probably. But you think Brian's ceiling is too low? Yeah. Am I going for house steward points? Not. I don't plan to build another room, so I don't think I'm playing house steward. Another room looks too expensive in wood, and I don't expect to get enough clay or stone. Is Braggart is banned? Yeah, there's no Braggart. I don't have to worry about a Braggart in this set. I said I wanted to sow, and then I might, or do I sow or do I start player, and then no, I might start player here though and take 4 wood or grow depending on what comes, right? I have a hard porcelain left. We'll see. I'm gonna sow though. I have so much stuff. Both sow and start player. Yeah, I agree. I think that's the play. I may as well bake bread one more time here. Oh, I can start player the strawberry patch. Start player is quite good. You think 4 clay is reasonably high priority? Yeah, I'm not even sure I take grow if it flips, right? Is that absolutely insane? But the resource piles are crazy important to me because I really want to reno. Anyhow, in the meantime... I probably do take start player on the wheel here and just start player the strawberry patch. 4 clay is better than grow? I think it might be. Not getting to renovate's pretty brutal, and the conservator's already down, so blocking clay from Genki is also like a strong way to make Genki annoyed. Grow in 3 clay is much better than 4 clay in a random action. That might be true. Yeah, but risking the clay grabs is what could lose me the game, yeah. I mean, yeah, if I get plow sow here, then I don't have, I'm not taking plow sow. Grow is the only thing that's going to make me question life. Correct. Giving plow sow to Genki is like, wow, Genki can't even take, yeah, I was going to say, Genki could kind of use plow sow if he could actually use his green grocer, but he left himself having to harpoon. But yeah, so if growth flips, I'm going to seriously study the board. If plow sow flips, it's the easiest take 4 clay of my life, probably. It might just be take 4 clay anyhow, though. Taking 4 clay looks like it really makes Genki's renos slow. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I mean, if I take 4 clay, I probably wheel at least 3 wood or something, too, is my theory. And that's a pretty good round for me, then. It is plow sow, so yeah, I'm just opening 4 clay here. I mean, start playing for 4 clay is pretty sad, but the clay pressure is seriously that high. I mean, I think green actually still wants clay here too, right? Green looks very much like they're going for a 5th stone room. So yeah, I think this is too important. 4 clay, reed stone food is both renos. Are we getting the reed and stone for those renos? Yeah, exactly. I take 2 reed stone foods and I have both renos. I think red might get cut off of reno because actually I can take 3 clay on the wheel. Because I can play rammed clay, and then I can play clay embankment actually before I reno. If I take 3 clay here, I can play clay embankment as a 4 wood action. Brian start players. That's fine. 4 wood gets taken. I'm totally taking 3 clay. 3 clay is actually pretty sweet here because clay embankment is viable for me. and it totally wrecks Genki without a conservator. I mean, well, wait, Genki has the loam pit out, right? We do know that Genki has the loam pit. So this isn't actually completely killing Genki, but it's going to cost him actions at least. And it's going to put him into day labor fights, although there's not that much day labor fights. He has a lot of actions. Anyhow, 3 clay is just good here for us because I'm going to Reno rammed clay at some point. Loam Pit makes Brian day labor. Brian wants it for 203 rounds. Yeah, that's yeah. Well, and actually, oof. Yeah. Oh no, yeah. Sorry, Brian's already day laboring. So yeah. Actually, I think this is going quite well for me. The only other danger is that my fencing is coming mega late here. That's the other problem. Like my fencing is coming slow, but you don't know if Genki even gets day labor tempo here. Yeah, I don't know either. And the more I think about it, I don't know if I have time for clay embankment, right? Isn't it better just to take 3 wood and then reedstone? Maybe it's better to just take reedstone food so I can reno rammed clay and be ready to fence next round. I definitely need to be ready to fence. I don't want to get fence blocked. You just got here. Can I recap the clay discussion? Yeah. So I have rammed clay in hand. Genki needs clay to reno, and I think Genki's like my biggest opponent. I mean, Brian's game's pretty okay also. I also have clay embankment, so like denying the clay was really strong. You like reedstone food, reno fence. I think that's true. Do I take reedstone food here and then hope to get 3 wood, or do I take... No, I need to take reedstone foods badly. I should take the reedstone foods. Renoing is part of how I win. 3 wood can be replaced with a clay embankment move. So fence blocked is another minus 30 elo disaster. Yes, it is. Getting fence blocked is how I lose this game for sure. I could just start player clay embankment into red fence as an option. I mean, my animal points are gonna suck, but I've at least built up well clay oven strawberry patch, and I have all my fields and like max crops. So I'm gonna have crap animals, but outside of that, I should be in a stone house. Yeah, I think things are fine. What's the Reno queue like? Genki's out of the Reno queue. Brian needs a reedstone food action to Reno. Is it correct for me just to Reno this round? I mean, I guess it depends on what green does here. You would Reno here? Yeah, I think I have to Reno here. Green not taking wood is a little crazy. I mean, somebody's gonna take the wood stack, mainly to put rammed clay into play, not because of the queue. And you'd consider first action reedstone food. I think I agree with all of that. I don't think I'm playing clay embankment range. I don't really need it. I mean, my fencing's a little light without clay embankment, but I mean, it's 12 fences. 12 fences is enough, and I might still get a little more wood. I can conjure an next round or something for point. Yeah, exactly. All of these guys are correct on what they're saying. I kind of want to take the 3 wood, but Genki's like likely to take 3 wood just so he can harpoon. Or he might fence. I don't know. Regardless, I got to get rammed clay out, and I think it is good to Reno, and I think I am first action in reedstone food, because otherwise Brian is taking reedstone food. And if I take reedstone food next round, I think I just have Reno fence locked up without having to start player for it. So just taking reedstone food to lock up Reno fence, and then I can take like a cow next round, maybe a conjurer. Wool blankets. Okay, Genki maybe doesn't care about renovating. That's fun. But who says Brian doesn't reedstone food first? Yeah, I mean that's look, there is that possibility, right? But I am guessing Brian start player for growth. I'd be pretty surprised if Brian does anything but grow. Yeah, Genki getting all the plows is annoying. Green is like not contesting the right things, but I mean Green is, whatever. Green's out of the game. We'll see. The game is pretty tight between the rest of us here, honestly, so. Hey, Super. Green should plow so. No, oh, it's 6 wood. Okay, I missed. Sorry, 6 wood got left. Yeah, green did the right thing. I am gonna take greenstone food. Guaranteed this makes Brian like not in the Reno queue, and Genki's not in the Reno queue. So I have uncontested plow so, or not plow so, red fence next round. It's the only thing I like super need. I would like a few more fences, but I have ways to get a few more fences here without too much pressure. Genki even takes, Genki takes crops over plow so just because he's hoping to wheel plow so. I could plow so here if it comes back to me and then just fence like a weird number of spaces. The cow gets taken. That's fine. I'm gonna take like an animal this round before fence. But I will plow so rather than give Genki plow so. Animal husbandry style. Let's go. Yeah, exactly. There's nothing wrong with that here. I want one more sow action this game, and I just have enough food. I can eat a couple raw crops if I'm sowing here again. And I want one more sow action this game. So one more sow action. Maxes my points. I really just fence 12 tight anyways. Yeah, that's true. That's actually totally true. I just fence 12 tight anyhow. My animal capacity doesn't care. Yeah, I'm 100% blocking this plow so. I don't even know if that's correct. I guess, yeah, why am I planting extra veggies? I should not plant extra veggies. That was wrong. There's no need to plant extra veggies with my game. I'm gonna eat raw grain if anything, but the veggies are not getting eaten, so if I need food, I can eat raw grain. Yeah, that looks better. Do I care about plowing there? No, but I care about the fact my opponents aren't plowing. Correct. It was a 3-point action plus food. I don't have better things than 3 points in food, and it really slows down Genki's game. Genki getting to sow there was, yeah. I'm fed without eating raw grain. Where's the extra food come from? Oh, duh, well. Well is coming in, plus the stupid milk jug is throwing food off. Yeah, there's too much food. I don't even have to eat raw grain. So it was just a 3-point action. It covered one space, and it allowed me to get another grain point and another veg point. But a 3-point action is great. I'll take a boar here. I get a big red fence next round. I don't even know what I do after I take the boar, actually. Oh, I don't have anything to reno with, do I? There's really not anything to reno with, though. I could take 2 stone and then take 2 clay just to play pottery, but that's 2 actions for 1 point. Yeah, that makes no sense. Fencing would have covered that anyhow? No. I am reno fencing, yeah. Oh, duh, I'm reno fencing. I can't play an improvement. Anyhow, fencing would not have covered that square deranged. It's as efficient to fence 12 tight as it is to fence all the spaces. Why would I fence these spaces when I can threaten plows and annoy my opponents? And sowing so plowing was more points deranged because now I can fence 4 pastures tight. So yeah, it was absolutely worth points there, and it blocked my opponent. Anyhow, what do I do for points the rest of this game? I mean, I guess I could take a little more wood here and try to stable in the final round, because maybe next round I don't even... Well, I gotta kind of fence quickly next round in order to get animal grabs is how I get points. It's always worth considering when you fence 12, yeah. When you're fencing 12, fencing tight is often correct, but... Hey, it looks like this guy is still kind of... Well, he's gonna build BMW, or is he building another room? Is he gonna... if I get to grow first action next round, that's actually the best possible outcome for me. Maybe I do take 2 wood here. 2 wood does let me fence this space. So like 2 wood is a point here. I could take, I guess, just 2 clay instead of the wood. Taking 2 clay is probably better, I guess, just to really make sure Genki can't even get in the Reno queue next round. What else do I do here? Like, I'm fed. I don't even need to conjure. As funny as conjuring is, I can't do anything with the sheep. I'm not going to build another major. Yeah, I guess I do just take this. This is a little sad, but... Brian's already at 39, but Brian also looks like he has the issue of like not really any points left in the final round. I mean, he has his day labor thing is going to cover up another point worth of space, but like Brian is like down to 1 point actions and maybe a joinery. So like Brian's going to, let's see, breed to 40, 41, and then has 3 other actions. So Brian might get to like 45. My red is 4 points, takes me to 33, and then fencing is like 9 points, takes me to like 42, and then I have 3 other actions, which grow and like getting a cow or a sheep after I fence is like the dream, but I could get pretty blocked on points next round too. 2 wood was more valuable for Genki. What's the wood do for Genki? Oh, 2 wood was fencing for Genki, because he still needs more wood to fence again. Oh, yeah, he does fence 5 instead of 3. No, you're right. You're right, Sid. You're absolutely right. Huh. Or he's going to build the joinery here. I mean, he does have woodcutter, so like it kind of makes sense, but... I guess he still can fence 4 here now. Yeah, he undoes that. Interesting. Yeah, this is a close game still. This is just such a close game. I really probably did need to find a way to fence sooner, or I was supposed to keep the loam pit. Again, the only reason, like, the downside to my score and my ceiling here was that, or I guess the other problem with my ceiling is I can't play house steward, but there's no great way for me to build another room. I'm really curious what green is doing with these resources. Like, it kind of looks like green is trying to build another room. But yeah, consider fence blocking and then taking stone into red pottery. Yeah, that's a good call. That's, yeah. Joinery is getting taken. But yeah, stopping Genki from fencing is probably, could be the right line. Although, am I going to get to take stone into pottery? I mean, this player might be taking stone. Maybe not worth it with joinery. Yeah, I don't know either. I'm going to have to look at... I mean, I'm hoping to get grow. I'm hoping to get gifted grow. I don't really know why I would get gifted grow here. Like, green could try to plow sow and get 2 fields in, but that doesn't seem likely. Green could just be taking 3 stone to build a room, though, and grow. Brian might fence anyway if Genki opens plow sow. Oh, yeah, because Brian did get blocked on the joinery. Yeah. Green wants to build a room. I thought Green wants to build a room, but I don't know what Green's gonna do, right? Green's the wild card. Green can grow and then take stone and then build a room. He could do it in that order. Like, you tell me what Green will do for sure. I don't think anyone knows what Green will do for sure. Yeah, he is gonna grow, so that's unfortunate for my points for sure. I think I gotta just red fence first action then, because I gotta hope to get like the sheep and cow as actions this round. Everybody else has their animals, so like I might get both. So then Genki here fencing again is quite a few points, although plow sow is a lot of points. He definitely wants to plow sow, and then we hope Brian fences. Yeah, I think that has to be the hope. But yeah, I don't know. This may not be enough for me this game. It's like a very close game between the rest of us. I hit 43. I'm hoping to get to 47 after taking animal actions, but Genki, this is a big plow so for Genki. This is 4 points, so he's going to be up to 43, and Genki breeds a loom point and a boar point. You'd say we're winning? I think you're wrong, but that's fun to say. I think Genki does win, especially if Genki gets fence. Yeah, I think Genki has it too. If Genki gets fence, almost certainly. But even if Genki doesn't get fence, Genki already is breeding 2 points. He's already at 45, and he has 4 actions. Like, I'm not sure who's gonna plow block Genki either. So Genki has a 2-point plow because who's taking it? It is close, but I think Genki gets this almost certainly. I mean, maybe Genki runs out of actions after plow, like runs out of points after plowing, but not really. He can just block my. I needed the family growth without. Yeah, I agree. I needed to get gifted there. After all the Genki chat disrespect, yeah. I mean, we did disrespect Genki's game. Woodcutter and Harpooner winning seems good. I don't think Genki played optimally either, to be fair. But I mean, Woodcutter. Wow, the plow does get blocked. Well, okay. Well, that was a bit lucky. Genki has no room for the sheep. He doesn't have room for the cow. Brian is happy to take either. Nobody needs them for food, or does Brian? Oh, Brian might. Well, Brian doesn't care which the food is like the same for him. I don't know what to take here. Genki got handed more than us. I don't know if that's true. I gifted Genki first growth. Like, that's the big issue. Well, the big issue here actually might just be that grow flipped, right? Woodcutter Harpooner is saying, I want a lot of actions this game. So, like, really, I played a childless from 4th seat, which was tough. And then if grow comes later this game, I'm just way better off. I think the gifts mostly came from me. I agree. I gifted Genki a lot, but yes. Genki's late plows here are huge. The fact that Green didn't take them is kind of game shifting, but again, anyhow, I'm getting very distracted. I'm taking sheep or cow. I guess Brian probably prefers the sheep. I don't know. I probably just don't get both, is really what it's coming down to. I guess I take this sheep off of some dream that a young animal market comes into my hand or some nonsense. Genki played too risky. I don't know if Genki played that risky. Genki did like the actions he needed to constantly. Oh, I forgot Genki has a joinery, everybody. Genki easily wins this game. Genki can just keep taking wood for points. So you liked cow more? I don't think it matters is what it comes down to. Maybe taking cow is correct because there might have been a consultant in the draft. That might be the case. But it looks like I am gonna get cow back. Green should take grain or stone over taking a cow, but yeah, okay. I do get this back at least. The downside is I'm gonna have no points for my last move, which is kind of known, but I do hit 47, but 47 is not going to be enough. Genki's already at 47 and definitely has another point. I probably beat Brian at least. Brian breeds a point to 43, but has 2 actions left, and I don't know what his points are. So there's that. But with round 7 growth, Genki is screwed. I mean, whatever. Yeah, look, Genki's line wants growth, but I don't think Genki's game is screwed with round 7 growth, but it's definitely a lot worse, right? Woodcutter Harpooner is definitely a thing saying, hey, I want early growth and I want to grow quickly. And then I did hand Genki growth because I decided I left myself 6 wood. Um, which was probably too fancy. But I mean, the thing is, leaving myself 6 wood looks really smart as long as growth doesn't flip. So I mean, this is another game where it kind of just comes down to that growth flip. If growth doesn't flip in round 5, I probably just win the game easily then because I get 6 wood and everybody's growths go down. But Genki getting first growth without star players is good. Stage 1 and 2 did not go particularly well. Correct. Like, I like things happen and whatever. I can take another boar for a point. I forgot about that. Hey, I have a point move left. That's great. I totally thought I did not have a point left. This is also, yeah, this is great. I got a point, people. I did not think I was going to get points. The 4-seat Reedstone Foods was nice, but it's not really what I want as Childless even, right? Like, as Childless, I want to just, like, take wood in a read action. I guess I could take Reedstone, but yeah, I mean, not getting round 3 Childless was unfortunate too, but oh well. Is it ever better to be 4-seat than 3rd-seat? No. Sitting after the weaker player is usually better. Like, I still have some advantage this game sitting after the weaker player. Like, I could have got wood pressured even worse. Wow, a big country just for show. That's fun. Wait, what did Genki built stables? Okay, well, yeah, whatever. Genki's won this game. Genki's, again, breeding to 48, and Genki can take wood here. Genki has resource tiebreaker on me, but God, it might come down to that. He has loom food plus a joinery wood. So he has a 1-point action here if he takes wood because of woodcutter. So that brings him to 47, and then he breeds up 2 points, so he'll be at 49. He has tiebreaker on me anyhow. So yeah, Genki's going to win this by just a couple points. Isn't Genki already at 48? Yeah, exactly. He's already at 48. I'm at 48 too after breeding, though. Yeah, it's 46. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. I'm trying to show my whole screen, so it's small. Genki is at 46, but breeding brings him to 48. He's playing an Ak. That's not what I expected. He was supposed to take wood. Wood is a 1-point action. I can't imagine what Ak he has that's points. An organic farmer. An organic farmer is 1 point. Yeah, okay. Oh, no, 2 points, because he built 2 stables in this pasture. Okay, no, he played a 2-point. Yeah, no, never mind. Duh. He's definitely won. Yep, it was a good 2-point Ak. Having a 2-point out is nice. That's why he built the stable. Although it's only quasi a 2-point Ak. The thing is, all those stables cost him 2 points of joinery. Needing a second stable for organic pasture, yeah, I agree. Needing a second stable is like interesting, but because he has joinery, like all these stables were like some of these stables were not really points, right? Like, I mean, I guess it set up organic farmers, so the whole sequence might have been his optimal line, but yikes, there was not a lot of points at the end of the game for a lot of these players. All right. Well, 48 to 50. Genki got early growth, which is bad for us. But yikes! Yeah, my elo grind just continues to not quite work. I at least got the easy seat here, but without stables, you can't breed sheep and more. Okay, it was a lot. Yeah, ability to 9 sheep on loom is good. Yeah, that was cool. He needed the capacity. Yeah, you guys are correct. The stables were actually very good. Yeah, so it was a sharp line from him. But yeah, this has been a rough run for my elo. I just can't gain points recently. The games do not really break my way. I at least got really lucky with the seed order here at least, so that was nice. But I don't think I'm gonna hit the number 2 rating before I leave. It seems really unlikely at this point. I'm just not gaining points in games where I need to win. But again, I couldn't. 4th-seat Childless is tough, and then I left myself 6 wood, which turned out correct. Green did not contest it, and I had to give Genki grow then, I think. Or I give Genki 6 wood if I grow, but I don't think that goes better, so. You suspect I win with Loam Pit, but it's still close? Yeah, I think so. Agricola at a high level looks stressful. It can be. But you have to analyze a lot of other player stuff. I mean, the other thing too is like I care too much about winning, right? So if you just have fun with the game, then it's not as stressful. You can just accept whatever happens. But I'm trying. I set a silly goal for myself so that I care too much. But so much depends on what others do. Yeah, absolutely. Loam Pit allowing a 5th room, slowing down Genki growth. That's true. Loam Pit allowing the extra room does make things. That's a good point. And it would allow, although House Steward's no good then at that point because Genki's still going to build another room. But you did buy that. Is Grick more stressful than TM? I don't know. They're different in different ways. If everyone's high level because it's a lot easier to predict, yes. I actually totally agree with Sid. This has been one of the difficulties recently. I've been streaming a lot, and I've been hoping to get like all good tables, so I've even restricted ratings. But currently, BGA ratings are still pretty meaningless because I keep winding up playing good players that still hand the game off. I was so incensed earlier this afternoon. I was playing with a 400 rated player that start played like in a terrible position that handed somebody else growth. He thought the guy couldn't feed if he grew, but we passed a basket in the draft. Like he just forgot basket, which is fair because basket's a trash card usually. But when you need an emergency amount of food so you can guarantee growing, basket's a life-saving out, and the guy start played for him and threw the game. It was like he might have still won anyhow, to be fair. Like the game broke very well for him, but it was such a devastating moment for me. I'm like, I might actually stand a chance if I get to grow this next round, but you start player to hand the person that already grew first growth. Like you can't do that, but they did it. So but yeah, when the games actually get really good and everybody understands what's going on the table and people are like really careful about it all, and it's a lot easier to predict like this guy really needs wood and this guy needs plows, or like occasionally you'll make wrong guesses, but mostly you can tell what's going to happen. So like to be fair, this game was really weird because like I left myself 6 wood at the start of round 5, but that's only because I was betting green wasn't going to take 6 wood, right? But maybe green just is supposed to take 6 wood and then I grow first, and then that pushes Genki's growth down. Now, does that go better for me because I'm 6 wood down and now I have different food problems and less crops because I'm not running childless? It's probably worse, but when I say Grick or TM has more strategy, Grick has more strategy, almost certainly. I should play on play Agricola. I agree. Playing on play Agricola is how I actually get games in against good players with good card sets. But I've had this stupid goal of trying to get high rated on BGA because I want a dumb badge. But at this point, it becomes pretty clear like getting the high badge is also going to just involve high rolling myself a little, and that's just not working. Both games have tons of strategy. Yeah, there's no doubt. Like they're both very high skill games, but I think Agricola is harder. At the very least, Agricola tests more skills. Agricola tests like way more skills. You have to be good at drafting, remembering stuff in the draft. You have to be good at probabilistic estimations, risk assessments, like lots of other fun things. You have to be good at planning ahead and tactical stuff. Now in Terra Mystica, you have to be open to like tactical opportunities too, but it's a lot more like planning ahead and a lot less chance to like really be disrupted off of your plans. Whereas Agricola, I think you have to do a lot more on the fly adjustments. But I'm not totally like Agricola has more lucky elements, but again, like right, like how much does that matter in terms of more skill? I don't know, but you think the more complex a game, the more rooms for strategy? I mean, that's often true, but that's not always true either. I don't think that actually holds all that well, probably. Some of the like really simple games, like the abstracts, crazy amounts of like depth and strategy. There's a lot of emergent properties that can happen, especially in positional games. So I don't know if I agree with that. But whatever, we're off on a tangent. Anyhow, yeah, well played to Genki. I don't really, yeah. I mean, this is fun. To be fair, Woodcutter and Harpooner are much better in games where grow comes early. And they can win you games sometimes when some other player is not ready to get in the growth queue aggressively enough, right? Genki just got to grow a little too fast, even though I slowed down his growth a little, but growing first was also just really good for him, so. But adding probability to game theory makes games a lot harder. Yeah, correct. Yeah, you will sometimes get hit by the variance. Yeah, exactly. Like, ultimately, again, this game, I think if Grow comes in 6 or 7, I probably just win, right? Like, I have Childless going in a game that has later growth. All of that's just good for me. My game doesn't change. Well, I do have less actions if Grow comes later, but everybody has less actions, right? So then the board is just richer. Like, I think it goes better for me, but who knows? I mean, I did get to grow in round. I still did grow in round 7 and 8 with this line. So, like, I don't know. Hard to say, I guess. I guess if it's later growth, I just never build another room. And so then maybe that's fine, because I never have to take another read action or a build action. Although, again, if I'm not growing again, then the queue becomes open again. I don't know, whatever. Games fluctuate so much. So you're concerned for the long-term future of BGA Agric if the top players get frustrated and go back to play Agricola. Perhaps Arena will get the top players playing more. BGA needs more cards. That's a lot of the issue. Yeah, BGA needs way more. Like, another set will make it interesting. Arena might make it interesting. It's also just going to help when there's enough of an actual, like, expert level table, right? Like, over time, there's going to be enough players that actually learn how to play, and it'll become a lot more reasonable. But, like, even right now, strong rated players, like, I can't trust it. Like, I don't know, like, it doesn't mean anything to me yet. It's really only expert rated players at this point that I mostly trust, and even that I'm a little dubious. Like, Genki did play very well here though, so like, but I also agree with Sid that I don't think Genki played necessarily that optimally from this position, but yeah. It's really good to have fewer cards. Yes, I think learning right now it's great. The card set's very small. You can start to really learn certain things. You can often remember stuff in the draft. Like, it's very fair, but. What do I think of the Moors expansion? I don't care for the Moors expansion. BGA will not die. I completely agree with that. The developers are very active, and BGA doesn't need high-level players to succeed. BGA needs lots of players to succeed. And there's so many people playing board game Agricola right now still, right? Like, let's go look at that, actually. That's one thing we can actually answer. Like, there's tons of Agricola games going on. So you can always go to this tables button and you can see the games that are in progress and the games that have the most tables. And ever since Agricola got added, it's been in the top 10, right? Like, Agricola is crazy popular on Board Game Arena. Like, it's not gonna die out just because a couple of the top players get a little annoyed at it. It's such a great game, and even this revised set is still a great game. Like, I'm still grinding a shit ton of games, right? Like, I'm still having fun with it. A little less fun. I probably should go back to play Agricola. Sid and others are not crazy. I might give up my goal of reaching number 2 because my recent run of Agricola has really been frustrating in terms of, yeah, most of the games are just. I keep pulling seconds at least lately, but all I can do is keep getting like seconds. Like, the games are just not going my way. But I mean, that's part of how it works, I guess. But yeah, it's been tough. Anyhow, can I see how many active players play Agricola? Seeing player counts a lot harder. Again, you can see how many tables of a game there are, and so you can like infer things from that. But number of players is a lot harder. But when you go, if you click this tables button, you can see all your turn-based games or real-time games, and then you see a list of all the games. So there's currently about 1,800 Agricola tables ongoing. So I don't know how many players that correlates to, but probably easy enough to scrape through. It might be, yeah, but. Anyhow, someone like you don't care about the skill level of your opponents. Once Arena comes out, you'll have fun trying to climb out of Bronze League. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I only really care about opponent levels because it is fun to have like all expert games. I don't super care, I guess, either, but like, I don't know. Anyhow, it's easier to watch streams of Agricola on BJ. Oh god, yeah. Watching play Agricola is like impossible. I don't blame any of you, yeah. following games on Play Agricola is also like horrible because like there's so many cards in the card set that we play over on Play Agricola, so like yeah, it's so hard. You're used to watching Play Agricola. I mean, I am too, right? Like anybody that's played a bunch on Play Agricola, it's totally fine. You're used to it, but like it is a tough system to get used to. You can't tell yet what goes on in BGA. That's also understandable. I mean, that's kind of the thing. Like, I don't know if BGA is that much inherently easier to understand. I think it is a bit, but it's a lot of just what interface you really sit down to learn. And it is easier to learn the BGA interface, right? Like everything's automated, et cetera, et cetera. Learning Play Agricola is tough because you have to do it all yourself on top of all the other problems. But Tempembo, you're down for an all expert game. Are you talking on Play Agricola or are you talking on BGA? Because I'm not an expert on BGA, so I can't join you. I'm a measly 489 after my recent nonsense. How many experts are there in Agricola at the moment? There's a meager 13 experts at the moment. Me, Fofo, and Marushka fighting here. You back me? That's fair. Marushka's extension helps so much. Yeah. You can't see Great Western Trail. Yeah, you can't see Great Western Trail. It doesn't exist. You saw Great Western Trail on that board. It doesn't exist. Pretend you didn't see that. Yeah, it's all good. You won't play on Play Agricola, but you'll play on BGA. Yeah, a lot of people are that way, so it's fine. One of the nice things about BGA is that fairly consistent. Yes. You'd play a BGA game with 3 other known players sometimes, but we'll probably have 0 elo. Well, yeah. So, I mean, the thing is, I'll play people from the server, but we'll go into training mode then. I'm not going to try to play you to get elo, right? Like, that's the thing. If I'm trying to rank up, I don't actually want to try to rank up against, like, you rated 0. Like, I mean, that's an obvious dumb proposition. I don't even really want to play Tempembo or Fofo for elo. Like, I don't really think that's a winning proposition. Like, I don't think there's any elo to be like plucked off of those players. I think there's still elo to be picked off of a lot of the other top players. Like, am I totally convinced that Genki's actually better than me? Not sure. Genki was a very good, reasonable player. I don't think they did anything majorly wrong, but I'm not convinced he absolutely maximized his position that game. But top 5 is ripe for elo gain. Yeah, I've watched a couple of their games, right? Like, I really want to play more games against them. I've played OTB Ateni a couple of times. This guy I've definitely stolen elo off of. Like, he definitely has room. The only thing that I'm not sure about is I've watched some of Bubbles replays. Bubbles seems really good. Like, I think he legitimately probably does deserve to be number 1 right now. I don't really have a lot of complaints about Bubbles' game, but most of the other players, when I watch them play, I agree. I think there's definite. Wow, top 2 has fallen to 554 though. Ugh, guys, I'm not that far away, but God, I feel so far away because I can't get wins. Whatever, we'll see. You've beaten Bubble a couple times. Oh, that's sweet. So look, I mean, I'm not doubting that you can beat Bubble, to be clear. Actually, and to be fair, Bubble's so high rated, it's probably worth playing him still because I would guess Bubble is as good as I am, you know, and so it's still worth playing him because he has so much elo above me. But in terms of like my actual win percentage versus Bubble, I'm assuming it's about 50-50. So like once I start getting closer to Bubble, it's probably not really worth like playing him in terms of if I'm absolutely trying to maximize my elo gain. But if you're trying to grind elo 2-player games optimal, absolutely. Tempembo has been doing that recently. The thing is, guys, I'm not actually that good of a 2-player Agricola player. I don't do a lot of 2-player games, and I understand multiplayer dynamics primarily. 2-player with the fact that it's, you know, any move that I can do to hurt you is as good as a move that like benefits me. I'm not as good at that stuff because I don't evaluate it very well. And so the blocky nature of 2-player is still like kind of unknown to me. I would need to play like, quite a few 2-player games in order to get good at 2-player Agricola. So yeah. You played an 800 elo player in Clans of Caledonia. Didn't know it was possible to get such a high elo. Some people have like an elo of roughly 1100 in checkers, but yeah. You don't know how revised 2-player works? Yeah, that's fair. What about 2-player and 4-player games carries over between each other? Not a lot. 2-player games is like fairly different from 4-player. Like one of the biggest difference, right, is like stuff like Geologist and Brushwood Collector and Harpooner become like so much better because Reed and Clay Injection is like so important at those player counts. But 2-player gets really funky too because you want to like start player a lot. because it does matter a lot. The game style, like the card values are so different, and yeah, the valuing of like what to do and the denial is like so different. It's Loam Pit is probably the top. I'm guessing Loam Pit is just the best card ever in 2-player because of clay tightness. Like, my God, Loam Pit has to be incredible. You prefer 4-player, but only against good players. Otherwise, it's a lottery who will throw the game to someone else. Yeah, I mean, exactly, right? Like, that's been the whole story of my streams recently. I've mostly been playing games. To be fair, at least this last game was nice in that I don't think the weak player actually really threw that game to anybody in particular, which was pretty nice. Like, I maybe got a slightly stronger hand in the draft than I should have. Maybe I got one or two gifts sitting after them in general, but like there was not any huge gifts from Green that game at all to like anybody at the table. Green kind of somehow just did their own thing badly and didn't really impact things too much. Um, it was a lot of the growth flip, I think, that really determined that game. But yeah, anyhow. Is there a clay worker equivalent in this set? Yes, there is a clay worker equivalent. It's Geologist. So Geologist is also very strong in 2-player games. Yeah. Um, the chump sitting in front of the winner through the game. Yeah, I mean, exactly. I threw the game to Genki. I mean, letting Genki grow there is very strong. Like, I knew that. But also handing Genki 7 wood is like, I don't think Genki's that sad about that alternative either. So, like, whatever. How can I play Great Western Trail? You can't find it. I told you, you can't see it. Great Western Trail doesn't exist. I wasn't kidding to you. Like, you have to pretend that doesn't exist. It's not a thing. Like, you can't play Great Western Trail. That's as simple as it gets. Tepembo's playing Agricola right now. Look at this 2-player grinder going for Elo. Look at him go. Look at that, Tepembo. Look at that. And yeah, hey, I told you, one of the top Ox, Geologist in 2-player. Add some extra clay to the game. You're up against it. Yeah, I mean, Geologist from your opponent, how are you going to survive? Your opponent's taking 1 read. That doesn't seem... Yeah, Geologist is pretty broken in 2-player. Yeah. Geologist in first seat, difficult? Yeah. It does work on reed grabs. Anytime you use Forest or Reed Bank, you get a clay. That's the best start, 1 reed always. That makes sense. You play Geologist into 1 reed, because now the reed pressure is on. Yeah. You just always take 1 reed every round and just make your opponent miserable early. See, I can't play 2-player, guys. I hate the idea that we're just taking shit actions and beating down on each other so that 30 points is going to win the game. Like, meh, gross. Well, Tepemba, I'm going to let you, like, actually just play your game without trying to explain to us. They could deny read by start player next round. Gotcha, yeah. Well, again, I'll let you deal with that nonsense because it sounds miserable to play against Geologist. And it just sounds miserable to have to think about who's going to deny who what bullshit resource, because, God, who cares? You introduced your fiance to Grix, so we started playing a lot of 2-player BGA. We just always look for 3 wood or 1 read in the first 4+ rounds. Gotcha, yeah. Good luck with all that. You don't know if it's correct? I don't know anything about... I cannot tell you a thing about 2-player, so don't listen to... Like, you don't have to worry about me at all. Like, I don't freaking know what to do here. Anyhow, because I don't know what to do, we're not going to bother watching that. Anyhow, guys, thanks all for chatting today. It was a really fun stream. Lots of chat, lots of good stuff. Sad that we couldn't pull out the win, but hey, you can't win every game, especially against strong opponents. We once again got into a game, didn't necessarily get huge gifts, got small little gifts. The game went reasonably well enough, but Genki's game was solid and got the growth when he needed it, so did what we could. Tough loss. I mean, yeah, it's fine. It's just my silly quest to get really up there in the rankings has just been on a rough run. But, I'm going to get into a streak of games again soon where I just get handed the win too. Like, it will happen again. I just don't know how much I'm going to keep trying to grind for the number 2 rating. It is starting to get a little gross to just watch games get thrown around, but we'll see. regardless, yeah, it's been fun. I don't know what I'll stream next necessarily. I've been streaming a lot lately, but yeah, I don't know. I might get one in tomorrow, but otherwise I have long Labor Day weekend with family, and then the week after that, I only have a little bit of time before my 30th birthday, and then going on vacation for like 3 weeks. So might not be a lot of streams going forward for a while until like October again. But we'll probably get a couple at least before then. But yeah. Anything else coming up in the Terra Mystica or Agricola worlds? I don't think so. I don't think there's a lot else to announce. The MSO events are kind of over. Um, not a lot else really coming up. So yeah. Regardless, it was fun then, everybody, and I will see you all around later.